Hey everyone, this is Angus Fairbairn of Boss Fitness and welcome to another edition of Boss Babe Success Stories. I'm super pumped to be sharing with you and I've got here today the lovely Bianca Crabb joining us. Bianca, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Good. Thanks so much for joining us on the call. I'm really excited to uncover some more of your story because you're someone who has had some kick-ass success amongst your time with me. It's been so good seeing your changes and I guess the massive sort of actual transformation you've had both on the inside out from where you were towards where you want to be. So we're going to have some fun uncovering that today. Okay, you pumped?
Yeah, pumped.
Awesome. So like every sort of story goes, it always starts at the beginning, yeah? So I think what I'd love to do first is sort of, I guess, uncover what your life was like and the problems you were facing before you actually came to me and came across my coaching. So why don't you share in that regard?
Yeah, cool. So I had no structure at all. I was going to a gym with a friend and we were your typical cardio bunnies.
Yeah, I could have loved that.
Yeah, we'd pretty much just like go on a treadmill together and probably talk most of the time.
Exactly. Good. Those are the sort of ones that you see in the little YouTube clips, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where they're just cruising along, or like that one where it's the guys pretend to be girls and the girls pretend to be guys, huh?
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. So
yeah,
typical cardio bunny. I was going to say, what other sort of problems was that sort of causing you? So you're saying you had no structure, that you were sort of just smashing away doing lots of cardio. How else do you felt that you were stuck, and how else was it like?
It wasn't doing anything. Like I was doing a few aerobic classes as well, but it was just random. I wasn't changing my diet at all. I was like, I'm exercising so I can eat what I like.
Yeah, that's it. Gotta love that one. Hey, I was going to say the amount of times that I've heard that where someone says, "Oh, I'm doing lots of exercise. I can eat whatever I want." It's a nice one, isn't it? It was cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you're eating whatever you want. What sort of, regime of eating do you think that you were following or trying to stick to, if you will, or was it just sort of all over the shop altogether?
Yeah. To begin with, I wasn't doing like anything. I was just like just eating like my normal, like a lot of like just easy food. And then I tried body trim, which yeah. So I've lost a few kilos, and then obviously once I got bored of it, was like, no, it's too hard. Like wanted to eat food and stuff. Yeah. So then I obviously binged, and then once then it just got further and further off of being strict on it, and then obviously put the weight back on. So
the good old yo-yo effect, hey, as they call it, where we jump from one thing and it gets us a little bit of, it gets us a little bit of results for a short period of time, and we're on top of the world. We're like, yay! And but then the downside comes into it. It's just like, oh wow, how do I keep sustaining what it is that I've been doing?
Yeah.
And therefore we kind of revert back to old ways of doing things, and then bam, the kgs come back on, don't they?
Yeah.
I was going to say, my hand goes up for that one. The good old days I went through, what I call program hopping, so jumping from one to one to one. And the downside is that obviously these things, they promise a truckload of results, but then it's all focused in the short term. So in other words, if you've got like a little event coming up, like a wedding or something like that, fantastic. People usually do those things to, shed a good 2 to 4, maybe even 6 or 10 kgs really quick, but then with no sort of intention to sustain it. So for those of us who are obviously looking for something which we can actually stick to long term, it makes it kind of hard, doesn't it? And hence why a lot of people get stuck. Yeah. So with you being in that sort of yo-yo effect and all that sort of stuff going on, what sort of, impact was that having on your life? How were you feeling? What was your emotions behind it?
Yeah, I was like scale obsessed. So and then I would get all down when it was up because I was like, what was going on? I was tired all the time. I was living on like energy drinks and coffee, like so tired, and just feeling just like bloated and just yuck, all the time. Like I didn't have the energy at all.
And for those of you listening as well, Bianca's a mum, so obviously she's got some little kiddies who have to run around and fetch and drop off and stuff like that. So obviously, having lots of energy is a must. And obviously, if you're lacking with energy, it makes the job a bit tough, doesn't it? With those early mornings, and you yourself, you're a late gym goer as well, so you're an absolute machine in that sense. Really, really proud of you there. So what we're going to do here is let's just explore the area of nutrition a bit more. So, ladies that are listening, obviously, as you heard before, Bianca, she's someone who was going through program hopping and not knowing where to go and just feeling stuck. So one of the things that I teach through my online physique coaching is something called flexible nutrition, where rather than actually, sort of just following a set sort of rules when it comes to food, instead our focus is on shifting it from what is going in, which we all, you'll agree as well, Bianca, we know what is going in, We know that we need to eat healthy. We know that we need to have less sugar, things like that.
Yeah.
Flexible nutrition obviously allows for us to have those various sort of days when it comes to food. But the cool thing is that we can sort of pick and mix and moderate and just enjoy that the overall flexibility to be able to hit targets instead. So hence it's a switch from how what's going into how much is going in, and therefore we enjoy the variety, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So moving on from there, what I'd love for you to share, Bianca, is some of your experience through what you learned about flexible nutrition, some of the great things that I guess you sort of most valued from our coaching time together so far.
Yep. Cool. So first of all, I learned that I definitely wasn't eating enough.
Yes, that's right.
Especially enough protein, because I was, going 100 grams of meat and just whatever veg and stuff that I could eat. And then obviously I eat a lot more than that now, like so much more. Probably wasn't getting in, probably like way over on my carbs and probably not enough fat. So it was like just eating like my little bit of meat and a lot of veg.
That's it.
Yeah. That's probably like with the nutrition, like eating the right amount of each, like fat, carbs, protein is probably the biggest thing, like, and the right amount. Like, I obviously was thinking previously, eat the lowest amount of calories as possible.
Yeah,
whereas
definitely.
Like
right.
Almost 1,800 calories. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say your story as well in what you're saying there. It's something that I hear, really often when I speak to people who are, I guess, applying to work with me as well. They say they're eating healthy, and I like to ask them, do you know how much you're eating? And it's like, no, they're focusing on what's going in, but more often than not, they're under the sort of misapprehension that we need to really sort of limit the amount of food that we're eating in favour of trying to lose fat. But the funny thing actually is, and as you've learnt, Bianca, as well, is that to trigger fat loss, we actually need to eat quite a lot more, because not only are we trying to just drop weight, yes, but we're also trying to make sure that we're keeping all of our muscle at the same time so that we can actually achieve the tight toned body rather than the skinny fat sort of flat body. But cool, awesome. And how would you say you're feeling now compared to before? Obviously you're eating more, you're enjoying food more. How's all that sort of going for you?
Yeah, like amazing. I don't feel bad that if I want a treat, I just work it into my day. I'm like, cool. So that means I'll just, stick to a more basic meal for dinner. If I have like I had cheesecake the other day.
Fit in. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah,
cool,
and
isn't it?
Just so much more energy. I'm not hungry either, because I know I can eat a certain amount and stuff, and it's obviously fueling me at the gym, getting it done.
Killer. Exactly, that's right. Because obviously, if you haven't got much energy going in, it makes it pretty hard to smash out a killer workout, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously with you as well, I'm sure obviously you said more energy and stuff. It's one of the perks. But the cool thing is that ladies listening, when it comes to flexible nutrition, know that we didn't actually cut out any specific foods, because the cool thing is, and as I'm sure you all love, Bianca, as well, is that all food has got energy, therefore we can work any sort of food into our targets based on what we're feeling keen for. So that means those of you listening, if you're someone that enjoys alcohol, or maybe you enjoy some Nutella, like I do, or maybe you're an absolute carbs, I would love to smash pizza, well then the cool thing is that this caters for that, because the idea is that we're getting results while living life at the same time, rather than shutting out life just to try and get results. Because as soon as someone's in that frame of mindset where they're cutting so much out, restrictions, it makes it very hard to be consistent, and therefore you're kind of setting yourself up for failure in the long run as well. But awesome. So Bianca, obviously you've enjoyed some massive changes in your lifestyle there. Why don't you sort of share, I guess, how my coaching and through what you've learned has impacted your life now compared to how it was before?
Well, I have a lot more structure in my workouts, and I love going to the gym now. Like, it's like I know what I'm doing there. I love being able to tell you there's like I made a gain, like heavier weight. And then just sending you through my nutrition for the day, and then when I've nailed it, I'm like it's really, really good. But just and then tying it in, it all just goes together, and it makes. If I'm doing one good, it makes the other one just better. So, your nutrition and the workout together. When you're doing one well, the other, you just really want to pump the other one too.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what's been really evident with you is that you've been able to achieve a consistent flow. And then, obviously, the benefit from that is that you're able to apply yourself on a consistent basis. And then what the cool thing there is, obviously, that you've been consistent with action. And then for everyone else listening, if you're not consistent in action, this then means that your results are going to be subpar, because if you want really good results, you've obviously got to apply yourself on a daily perspective. So that means that obviously if you're following something that's really hard and demanding of you, and it means that you're unable to be consistent in your days. That obviously means that you're not ever going to be able to apply yourself properly, meaning your results are kind of going to be pretty rubbish in the scheme of things, aren't they? So Bianca, I was going to say, for anyone who's feeling stuck or sort of maybe is starting out and sort of, I guess, stuck in a state of guesswork, whatever like you used to be within regards to their health and fitness, I'd love it if you can share a few things just in regards to, I guess some, uplifting words, if you will, or some words of wisdom, in terms of your experience you've had so far.
Yeah. First thing, man, I don't know if you're already exercising and you're a cardio bunny, I'd say stop that.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, I barely do cardio anymore. Lifting weights is amazing. The feeling that you get doing it, the strong feeling that you get afterwards as well. Like, I feel like I go to the gym late and then I come back and I can't really sleep because all the endorphins are
just pumped. That's right.
Yeah. So that's lifting weights. I don't think girls should be scared of lifting weights. There's so many girls in my gym that lift, and it's like they look amazing.
Awesome.
So not being scared of that, and not being scared of eating the carbs and the fats and stuff is probably my biggest thing as well. Like, it was like, limit the carbs to something, whereas now I know that if I go out for dinner, last minute, it's okay because I can work the rest of my day around it.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Nice, good words. Love it. Thanks for sharing, my friend. So, I was going to say, Bianca, thanks again, and massive congratulations for the awesome success that you've achieved, and especially in your lifestyle as well. I was going to say, I can really, really clearly remember how you were before, and it's been so good seeing your journey and how you've actually progressed forward. So, for anyone who's keen to know more about online physique coaching and sort of just how I go about helping ladies to achieve similar results to Bianca, just get in touch, give me a call, and we'll organise for a nice chat together. And if you're keen to actually get in contact with Bianca one-to-one through Facebook, let me know as well, or contact her, and I'll hit you up with a link, okay? So I was going to say big hugs, thanks for your time tonight, Bianca. Let's give everyone else a wave. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.